माताजी दया करो, माताजी दया करो, मन में आन बसो, मन में आन बसो, माताजी दया करो, मन में आन बसो, माताजी दया करो, तुम बिना लागे सुनो, तुम बिना लागे सुनो, खाली खत में प्रेम भरो, खाली खत में प्रेम भरो, माताजी दया करो, मन में आन बसो, माताजी दया करो, तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो, तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो, मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो, मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो, सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको, सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको, अब तो आकर बाहर धरो, अब तो आकर बाहर धरो, ओ माताजी, माताजी, माताजी दया करो, माताजी दया करो, तुम बिना लागे सुनो, तुम बिना लागे सुनो, खाली घट में प्रेम भरो, खाली घट में प्रेम भरो।
Welcome everyone. Hi Gulshan, Rupali, Violetta, Howie and Harsha. We're just a small group so far, but some others may join later. There's a few on YouTube. Welcome to those of you on YouTube. We're continuing on with this lovely theme of the mother. Last night we had a lovely presentation from Perth, and there was Ricky from Switzerland led a lovely meditation on all the chakras, singing shlokas and prayers on each chakra. It was so nice. So some of you may have seen that, or have a look certainly later. The recording is there in YouTube. So today we've got some very nice talks of Shri Mataji. We've got a short one to start with, which is about the mother principle in the various religions that humanity's passed through, and how that mother principle has kind of been, how shall I say it, a little bit out of the main focus. So the wonderful times we're in now is the focus is on that mother principle, and our rebirth, of course, being when we get our self-realization and we connect with our mothering energy. You'll see in a second talk that we've got, it's a little bit longer, but I think you'll enjoy it. So it's on the Param Chaitanya. It was a talk she gave in Germany, and she mentions in passing that that is the love of God, the mother. And then she talks a lot about the Param Chaitanya, and just takes you into a lovely meditation. After that, we also have a podcast that Philip Frankham did. He was going to be with us here today, but still having some flu symptoms, so he hasn't joined us live, but we've got his recording. So it's a really nice meditation where he talks about the motherly qualities at each of our levels of evolution, at each of our chakras, and there's some nice music in the background as well. After that, we will just continue on meditating, and just stay in the silence. We'll put on some music, and then just however your meditation takes you, feel free to just meditate on. So we'll do all of our chatting at the start. There were a few other things we wanted to touch on. Well, tonight, of course, there is a meditation from Burwood Ashram, so that'll be very nice. Also, we've got, just letting someone in, on Monday, of course, starts the next week, which will be on the chakras, the mantras for the chakras. So on Monday night, we're going to have the Bija Mantras musical session that we've had once before with the Ametawano family, but we'll get them over to the meditation centre in Belconnen, and we'll be streaming live from there. So that should be nice. Mondays, if you've been on any of the Monday sessions at 6 p.m, we've had a few disturbances in that people who are not actually wanting to join us for a Going Deeper meditation have come on and made a few disturbances. So not to worry, we're not reacting, we'll just remove them, and we will kind of up our security on our Zoom session as well. So from next week, we might get you to have to put in your phone number or your email as you register to come in, just so that we avoid the disturbing elements that we all gave a bundan for, and it seemed to not bother us after the first initial interruptions. That's just a bit of housekeeping to keep you updated. I think, Gulshan, you were going to talk about our homework, which we've had before, and homework which we'll continue to have. Would you like to tell everyone about that, or ask us all if we've done our homework?
Happy to. So I do hope everyone's been keeping up with their foot soaks, which is really essential to cleanse your chakras. So it doesn't have to be a long process, but I do hope that that's been continued, and please continue to do that. That is really important. Also meditating at home by yourself, but really more importantly, these sessions are, you've reached at this point where you've been doing it for quite some time. So it's really essential for our growth to also reach out to our collectives around us. So the homework for next week, I'll mention that now, which is to continue with your foot soaks, continue with your meditations in the morning. But really important it is to try and find your local collective where perhaps, if you can, meet people face to face. Online it sort of fills in the gap. but what you feel meeting people in person and receiving the vibrations when we meditate together in person, that is really quite special. So please don't miss it. And that's your homework, to try and find your local collective or your local area where there are programs happening, and please try and reach out to them. They are lovely people and they are waiting for you too. So that's the homework. And before we forget, also something little about the Bandhan, Lynn.
Oh, yes. It just occurred to me when I did this myself, rushed out the door, and I'm in my car on the way to the gym or somewhere, and I didn't do my bandhan before I left. So, of course, what to do if you've left the house and haven't done your bandhan. So last week we had some people to bandhan, and we used our hand and wrote the names of the people, and we were giving those vibrations and sending the heartfelt desire of our Mother Kundalini to help and heal us all the Sahaja Yogis, to those people, to those families. And what we can do if we've forgotten to do our bandhan, and obviously you may be in a place like driving, or you've reached your office, or you're at the shops and you wish you'd put your bandhan on, but you really can't do this there. Well, we can do the same thing on our hand. So we can just write our name and do the 7 circles or however many it takes to cool us down. And then you can feel that. And it's also a good exercise, which let's all do it now. You know, sometimes people say, well, I don't feel the vibrations, but it's actually getting into the Sahasrara and then feeling the vibration. So if you're already in your Agya and trying to feel vibrations, you're not going to feel them. So you want to take your attention up to the Sahasrara and then see how you're feeling. And that feeling of vibrations, which others of you online can also attest to, you can feel it in different ways. You'll feel that nice warmth in your heart. If you feel that lovely, joyful feeling, that's feeling vibrations. And of course, when we're doing our foot soak and wanting to bring ourselves more into balance to feel those vibrations, we're going to be, wanting to see on our hands, but it can also be in our entire body and even at the level of any of those chakras. So just keep that in mind. So let's just see how it feels to do our Kundalini Bandhan by writing our name in our hand and just giving those circles of those vibrations. So let's just try it. So your attention is at your Sahasrara while you're doing that. Now, obviously, if you're driving, don't take your hands off the steering wheel to do this.
You do that at a red light.
Yeah, when you're stopped. Just take my attention back up.
And the beauty with this is you could be in a busy supermarket or a doctor's surgery or something, a lot of things happening around. But if you just do that quietly, the assurance of the vibrations that you feel on your hands, on top of your head and within yourself is really reassuring. So it works a treat.
I hope you're all feeling that. It feels really lovely. So have we covered everything, Gulshan? Is there anything else we needed to mention to everyone?
No, I think you've covered pretty much
Covered it all. All right. So
Go
let's get into those lovely excerpts we've got. So the first one is it's Shri Mataji talking about the mother, primordial mother aspect of divine in the various stages of evolution. So
while Lynn brings that talk on, let's just raise our Kundalini and place ourselves in Bandhan, and then we'll go on to our listening to the talk.
As we say there is God the Father, God the Son, there has to be God the Mother. In every religion except for Christianity, they have openly talked about this primordial mother. Even the Greeks knew about it, Babylonians knew about it. I was surprised that even in South America, there was a big, very big awakening about it. And they used to worship the Mother God. But somehow in Christianity, I think it was Paul, who was a Roman to begin with, and a tyrannical officer who even killed a disciple of Christ, Stephen. He is the one who changed the complete picture of Christianity. He never knew Christ. He was epileptic and a very hot-tempered man. And even he fought with Matthews because he could not accept the Immaculate Conception of Christ. A person who is not even realized, who has led such a tyrannical life. Why did he come to Christianity? He came to Christianity because he thought it was a very good platform for him to jump onto. I face that in Sahaja Yoga also. There are people in Sahaja Yoga who come and they just sometimes think that such a big worldly affair they can handle, so they try to rule and they try to take to power. They do not even feel the vibrations, they don't even feel the all-pervading power. But they think it's a good platform to occupy. And this Mr. Paul was again born as Augustine. And he did even much worse for Christianity. My father, who was a very learned man, I asked him, I said, who is this Paul? And how is he there? So he told me, I don't understand, he's a stranger. And then I asked why Martin Luther, of all the things, did not describe the mother. He said it was true that Martin Luther was a realized soul and he wanted to deviate from Catholicism. But he thought at that time to talk about the mother would not appeal to many people who were Islamic. So to convert them to Christianity would be difficult. This was a little expediency, I think. They did not refer to the mother. So they called it a Holy Ghost. It's a funny thing to call, I tell you, really. And then to call it a dove. That's also I can't understand. A symbol. All the time you find a dove everywhere. But in so many paintings I have seen people putting their hands like this, who are the disciples of Christ, and I see the light coming out of their heads. We have photographs, very miraculous photographs, but of Sahaja Yogis, all of them are sitting like you, and on their head there is light. But all these things took such a form, such an organization. Even a person like Khalil Gibran has talked in complete chapter about Paul, denouncing him completely. Nobody took heed of it. He was an organizer and a power-oriented gentleman, wanted to have a big power and his place in the Bible. How does he come in the Bible? I mean, he has nothing to do with the Bible. And even in the churches they read what he has said, an epileptic fellow. You'll find out in Sahaja Yoga that epilepsy is caused by possession. And if the possession is removed, you can cure epilepsy. In Russia, we have been able to cure epilepsy of so many people. Of course, medicine doesn't have this cure. I myself studied medicine and I know the limitations of medicine. It deals just with the outward symptoms of human beings. It's like a tree which is sick, so you try to look after the leaves and give medicines to the leaves. How can you cure the tree? You have to go to the roots. And to go to the roots, you have to become a subtler personality. If you can reach the roots, then the whole tree can be nourished. Now this is the knowledge of the roots, while what we see outside is the knowledge of the tree. If the tree grows much more in proportion to the root, then you know what can happen, and that's what today we are afraid of, that we might be completely destroyed. We are on the brink of some sort of a horrible shock that's going to come to us. It seems there is a tremendous fear in the minds of people here. Apart from the simple nature of Americans, they are also very much frightened. And whatever comes in their way, they grow. They try to get hold of it. This is another problem we are facing. There is nothing to be afraid of. This world is not going to be destroyed. The Creator who has created you is the Father of all the fathers and kindest of all the kindest. He cannot allow his creation to be destroyed. So don't believe these money makers who are telling you that this world is going to be destroyed. That problem of war is over now, thanks to Gorbachev. The other ecological problems also can be solved if you people get your realization. It's a very simple thing to solve the problem. we are aware that Parama Chaitanya does everything. At least mentally we know that everything is worked out by the grace of Parama Chaitanya, which is the power of the Adi Shakti. But still, it is not so much in our heart. So much in our attention. We can consider Param Chaitanya like an ocean, like an ocean which contains everything within itself. Everything, all the working, everything is within its own limits. So it cannot be compared with anything. You cannot compare it. Now if you see the sun, then from the sun, the rays have to come out to work it. If you see somebody, say a person who has an authority, he has to assert that power outside. So within himself, he doesn't work it out. Say for example, if there's a seed, and inside the seed only the tree grows and the fruits come out, and then they are sold and people eat it, and everything is inside that seed, then that is Param Chaitanya. So we are all enveloped in it. And only the waves that we see, and we are on the waves, so we see it as dislocated, separated. Like we feel, this is Germany, or this is England, this is India. These are just folds of the sari of Parama Chaitanya, which look separated, but they are not separated. They are continuous. So the connection is absolutely complete. If I pull a thread from here, the thread will throughout be pulled. In the same manner, this Parama Chaitanya is working within itself. And there is nothing without. So when you are Sahajogis, it pays special attention to you. Or I should say, it becomes absolutely one with you. Whatever you desire, whatever you want, also will be coming from the same Parama Chaitanya, if you are one with it. Like in a, say, turbulent ocean, some drops of water may fly into the air and start thinking that we are above. We are away from the world, away from the ocean. But again they have to fall into the same. So this formless energy, which has all the intelligence, all the coordination, all the organizations, all the computers, all the televisions, all that you can think of communication and of governing, of administration, and above all, it is the love. It is the love of God and love of your mother. So, to be one with this Parama Chaitanya, you have to know that you have to become the reality. For example, if you take a photograph of mine sitting here, maybe my photograph might give you living vibrations, all right. Though it's a photograph. But if you take a photograph of somebody else, it will not work out Sahaja Yoga. The reason is that somebody else has not become the reality. It's like any other painting if you see. Supposing we see a painting where it is raining. This rain does not nourish the flowers. It does not wash the cloth of the people who are there. It is static. So in ignorance, we just have the picture which is static about reality. And that is the reason why we think we can work it out. Ourselves, everything. If somebody says that I see this picture, all right, and I'll make the rain as a real thing, you cannot. Try anything. Put whatever color you like. It will appear with effort, but it will not have the capacity nor the nature of reality. So human beings always deal with unreal things, thinking they are doing something great. We can get flowers which are real, of course, we can feel them. We can create plastic flowers, we can create paintings, exactly the same as they are, but we can't produce one flower on our own. We'll have to go to reality. Is that the Mother Earth is going to produce it, or the sun is going to help the Mother Earth. So all of you Sahajogis have to know that in reality you do not do anything and everything is done by Paramachaitanya. This is the difference between a non-Sahaja and a Sahaja. A non-Sahaja does not know. And even if he knows, this is not the truth in his heart. It's not a part and parcel of his being. But a Sahaja knows that reality is Paramachaitanya and it is reality that works out everything. And then this reality is the divine love. We always separate love from action. To us, love means some sort of a mad behavior towards a person. It has no technical know-how, how to love. It works without any understanding. When we love somebody, we don't know. What do? We think we love you. Tomorrow we start saying, I hate you. So how can it be love? We love our own children, love our own family, love our own friends, which is so unreal. If it was real, it would never have failed. That you cannot definitely say that, all right, today you'll work for your son and be very selfish about your son. But you can't say tomorrow how he will treat you or you will treat him. But Param Chaitanya knows. It knows how to express its love. Not only that, but it's an eternal feeling of love, which may change its hue, color, but the concern of that love will be the same. The essence of love is concern. Even if, supposing, somebody does wrong, the concern of the divine would be to correct that person. Concern. Or what we say as hita is the benevolence. So the concern for the benevolence will be all the time there, whether it may appear to be sometimes cruel, might appear to be affectionate, might appear to be overindulgent, whatever it may take a form, like a wave. Whichever way it may look, but actually it's for your benevolence. It works for your benevolence. Not only your benevolence, but the collective benevolence. And it knows very well what is to be done, how it is to be worked out. It does not have to go and learn from anywhere, because the complete knowledge of all this know-how also within itself. It's such a storage of wisdom, knowledge and love. So it does not deviate. Once you become a Sahaja, the concern for your benevolence is all the time there. Whether you are punished or not is a different point. Some people might get a job. Some people will not get a job. With some people it will work out this way. With some people it will not work out that way. Then one may say that how is it? This Param Chaitanya is behaving like this. It's all for your correction. It's a big journey. Whatever works out for your correction and is for your benevolence, if you understand this point, then you'll never be disappointed in your life. And it has no concern of its own benevolence, because it is complete benevolence itself. It never thinks how it is going to be benevolent or helpful, because it has no botheration about it. A man, say, who has everything, worldly things, still may be concerned about getting more, the greed there would be. But as it is the complete, Purna, it has no greed. It's fully satisfied with itself. And because it is so powerful, so knowledgeable, that it has no doubts. No doubts of any kind. And because there's nobody which can harm it, it has no fear. And you all have now felt that Parama Chaitanya should give you a complete, fearless life, a peaceful life, and a joyous life. Like a child who finds his mother, then he stops crying. No more. Now he's found his mother. In the same way you have found Parama Chaitanya and the connection within. So you don't have to worry for anything, don't have to think about anything, don't have to plan about anything. Only thing is you have to jump into it. Just jump into it. And know that you have become part and parcel of the reality. This, if you have understood, I think we have done a big job.
Let's just meditate silently for some time together.
base, the earth within ourselves, which is the base chakra. This is the mother quality of the earth, with her fragrance, with her generosity, her benevolence. She supports everything. And she gives us such a lot. And above her, that quality sits herself again as the Kundalini. We can call this the mother and the child quality. That eternal principle. And we can ask in our heart for her to rise. So we ask for the quality of the mother and the child. Now we can place our right hand at the base of our stomach. And here she sits as that creative quality. She is the aesthetics, she is the arts. She is the one that has produced creation in all its forms. She's produced the elements, the flowers, and she's continually showing us her artful form. And here we ask for that pure knowledge of this form. She is within us as that creative aesthetic. Now we can move our right hand up to our navel, and here sits her quality of contentment, satisfaction, the beauty of the home, our surroundings. She is contentment herself, and she has placed that quality within us as well, as a satisfied human being who is happy and contented with what has been given. We ask for satisfaction and appreciation for what the Divine has given us. Please give me satisfaction. We always must remember that the Divine Mother always has our interest in her heart. Also in this area is where she sits as our teacher, our guide, our benevolent guide. And she wants creation to reach its ultimate. That's why she teaches us. We can move our right hand up to our heart, and here she sits in various forms. But the centre heart has the quality of that great mother who is the ultimate power. She has all the strength, but at the same time she has all the compassion. And all she wishes is for mankind, the human race, to evolve. And here she gives us a sense of security, in ourself, and in the heart to understand how intrinsically beautiful we really are. I think it's very hard for the humans to realise that a quality that exists, that is continually operating for our benevolence. But she is, she sits in our heart. So we ask this great mother, who is represented in many cultures, just to give us that security. We always should remember she's there for our welfare. We can take our right hand up to our throat, and here sits a chakra which is to do with our relationships as humans, as the collective. And one of the most important qualities here is the relationship between the brother and the sister, in recognising the importance of the feminine in the form of the sister. That the respect we should have for each other between the genders. And also to understanding our place in this great play. We may be just 1 in 7 billion, but we're a part of a great play. We can ask for the quality of respect for each other. Can move our right hand up to our forehead. And this is the mother-child relationship repeated again from the first chakra to this chakra. And manifested in the human form. And the great quality that sits here, which she gives us, is the ability to forgive. It's where we forgive ourselves for any mistakes that we have made, remembering that she is forgiveness itself. She completely and continually forgives. She wants us to evolve. And also where we forgive others. And by having her quality of forgiveness, we sit equally with others. We forgive others. And by forgiving, we place ourselves next to each other. This is one of the great qualities that she has given, is forgiveness. Then we can take our attention to the top of our head. And here sits the limbic area, the fontanelle area, the Sahasrara, or the thousand-petaled lotus, or our own halo. And here she's integrated in a complete oneness. That's in this area she wishes that humanity be integrated within the individual and within the human race. This is her aim. She wants us to be integrated. It's our purpose. Here we can ask for the Mother to integrate us, to allow the Kundalini to move through this subtle centre so we can actually feel integration within ourselves, not as words, but as a feeling. So we'll just leave our attention on the top of our head just for a few moments.